Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. It's Turf Moor House TV. Obviously, I know you're used to Burnley content and things, but we did say we're going to delve into the Euros. So let's start with a match reaction for England versus Croatia. First of all, a big hello to our guests. We have Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV. How are you doing, mate?
All right, mate. And let's be honest, we wouldn't be doing this if we'd lost.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And how's it going, Mark? Are you all right?
Yeah, and I agree with Chris. England only talk when they win, but yeah, I'm doing good.
Oh.
So if any of you guys want to give a plug to your channel, feel free to go ahead and give it a plug.
You go first, Mike.
Yeah, Mike Green on YouTube recently applied for monetization, so hopefully we get that in the next couple of days. But yeah, go and check that out. You put content, but obviously like Dan doing the Euro content, my channel is literally just Euro based at the moment. Watch alongs every single day. So yeah, make sure to check her out.
And it's at Leicester TID on Twitter. Not yet monetized. I'm quite a way off it on YouTube, but Leicester Till I Die TV. Give us a subscribe. Help us earn some money. I need the cash. We're Leicester. And yeah, give us a follow.
No problem. So head on over, guys. Make sure you support the channels, and obviously, congratulations on being able to apply for monetization, Mark.
Well done, Mark.
Big move is that. So we hope to follow in your footsteps.
It's all them Newport County fans, isn't it?
they know what it means. They know they just have to stay around just for the money. No, in all seriousness, yeah. Cheers. Thanks for the congratulations.
Well done, mate.
No problem. So the missus has come in already and said that my little girl says hi. So hi, Esme. Hope you're all right. Connor, big up, Dan. Make sure to like and subscribe to this top channel. Well, if that's what you think, I'm happy with that. But yeah, please do give us a like and subscribe at Turf Moor House on all social platforms. So guys, England against Croatia. I mean, I'll turn to you first, Mark, because obviously it's from like an outside perspective. What were your thoughts on that game?
Going into it, I thought Croatia would have put up a bigger fight than what they did. I mean, I was looking at that England team that Southgate put out, and I was like worried. You know, where's the creativity going to come from? Yes, Foden is in there and Mount, but you know, you're looking at Grealish, no Rashford as well. But to be fair, they played quite well, England. I don't like saying it, but you know, you can't hide away from it. They did play okay. I think Calvin Phillips was absolutely phenomenal in that game. He was just unbelievable. He was dictating the midfield. You know, when there's a midfield of Kovacic, Brozovic, and Modric in there, and Calvin Phillips is bossing it. I mean, you're doing something right. And I said that going into the game. I said it on my watch long, and I said, you know, pre-game, I said, you know, Croatia are going to boss the midfield, which I thought they would. But Rice and Phillips played fantastic. And for me, I think, you know, they gave the man of the match to Sterling, but for me, it wasn't. It was Calvin Phillips. And Sterling just finished off what Sterling does. Someone actually said in my watch long, Sterling scores the chances they don't have to think about. You know, the tap-ins, he will score, but when he has to, you know, take a touch, bring it under control, then finish it, that's when he messes it up. But when he's just got, you know, 6 yards away from the goal, bang, he most likely will score it. But yeah, it was just comfortable from England, really. And Croatia didn't look like they caused many, or they were going to cause many problems during the game at all.
No, it was a tough afternoon, to be fair, prior to kick-off. It's like you said, Chris, already off camera, you know, it was our toughest game, wasn't it, of the group?
Well, on paper, yes. Can I just say, first of all, I'm really disappointed your logo is covering up my FA Cup winners flag. But just thought I'd throw that in, you know.
Terrible.
But no, yeah, I mean, on paper, that should have been the toughest game. It was always good to get the toughest game out of the way. I personally thought it wasn't a brilliant game for a neutral's point of view. And, you know, if I was, you know, a non-England fan, you know, I'd have probably fallen asleep. But we did what we had to do. It was one of those games, you know. I think we could be playing now, and I couldn't really see Croatia scoring. You know, I think Pickford kind of, you know, could have had a picnic in his goal. he had only a couple of things to do. But like Mike said, Phillips, you know, I'm thinking, what the hell's he doing? We all questioned, you know, the choice of team, but like I said, you know, in Gareth we trust.
Yeah. Again, I'm with you guys. Obviously, when Phillips was in the starting lineup, I was almost surprised at his call up, to be honest. Because yeah, he's had a good season at Leeds, and I get that, but I just thought he needed a bit more grounding. But I don't know. End of the day, he shone in that game. Phil Foden ran around like a madman. Covered pretty much every blade of grass.
Gascoigne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. The thing that got me is, and I will hold my hand up now, and I said it to you off camera, Chris, as well, didn't I? That I thought, on the basis of the game, Raheem Sterling, what is he doing? Like, why is he still on the pitch? He was shocking in the first 45. You know, the first 10 minutes of the second half, he kept giving the ball away. It was just like, wow, what's going on here? And then, as you say, he crops up with that, and you're just sat there, sort of like, got your fist to the back of your throat because you're like, oh, why did I say it? I spoke too soon.
Like I said to you, I was sat with my son, and he's a Sterling fan, you know, just as a football fan. And yeah, I don't blame you, Yank. I really don't. But I'm not a Sterling fan. I don't give a damn what he does for Man City, obviously.
I thought you were talking about Scottish football then, Chris.
The Welsh. Let's do it. Sorry, Mike. Sorry. You know you're gonna get it. I mean, I'm just looking here though. I didn't realise Raheem Sterling. You can tell I'm reading this now, can't you? Has been directly involved in 19 goals in his last 17 appearances for England. 13 goals and 6 assists. And I must admit that blows my mind because I just thought he was crap for England. And
that's against San Marino, so you know you can't.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, hey, don't burst the bubble. Don't burst our bubble. You know, we don't get to play teams like that very often. I know Wales do at their level, but we tend not to. But no, I was every time like, don't pass it to Sterling. Don't pass it to Sterling. And like you said, it's like, told you he was good.
He's a good footballer, isn't he, Raheem Sterling?
Oh, he's brilliant now. Yes.
It was interesting, as you say, because the selection wasn't great. You felt a bit for the two left backs on the bench. You know, having Kieran Trippier playing at left back, especially when he's got so much creativity on the right hand side. You'd have expected someone like, especially like Luke Shaw, after the season he had at United, to have stepped in and played a big part. But it seemed to work, as you say. It seemed to cancel out Croatia's threat coming forward. There were barely anything to do. As you say, Brozovic were kept quiet. It was a strange afternoon because as much as I don't think we sort of got out of first gear. You know, I think Croatia tried to do what they could against us, and I was sceptical about this game due to the incident in the World Cup. You know, the Trippier free kick and what happened afterwards. Don't, I'll cry. But. Show me your tears, you Englishman.
Basically, yeah. In hidden meaning, yeah. But carry on.
But yeah, no. You know, it's like you said, Chris. This was the toughest one of the group on paper. Obviously, the game on Friday is going to be hyped up massively. It always will be. I don't even think it needs hyping up, to be honest. It's England-Scotland.
Saturday,
no
Friday.
No disrespect to Scotland, they're crap and you're good. That's literally how it is. If it was England versus someone who's Scotland's level, like a Norway, something like that, England England swept aside 3-0 win. But obviously it's going to get hyped up. But it's just bad, really. I don't think it should be getting hyped up. Scotland, no disrespect, if there's any Scotland fans watching this, sorry, but you're crap, basically. Your two best players are left backs, and yeah, I just think England,
coming from a Welsh fan as well.
our best player is a striker. Leave us alone. A winger, but yeah. But I'm actually going with a 1-1 draw for England-Scotland just because of the rivalry. But normally England should batter Scotland. But yeah, carry on.
No, I mean I'm old enough, and you guys probably aren't, to remember the home internationals.
Oh God, not them.
Yeah, but thing is, it was like
every year.
It was. Yeah, I mean, we got a bit bored with it because we did always used to win it. Every now and again, just to make things better, we'd let somebody else win it, maybe 1 in 10 years. But all joking aside, there was something about those games. I mean, I can remember Scotland coming down to Wembley, beating us, and going home with the goalposts, that they destroyed. But it does create that passion. There's something about those games.
Yeah. As you say, I think the fact that it's in a tournament, obviously this game on Friday is going to be a big one. It's going to be interesting. But then yet again, we thought this one against Croatia was going to be a big one and sort of didn't live up to the hype.
I'm hoping that Phil Foden, having gone, as my son said, all out Gaza, might be able to do to Scotland what Gaza did to him in Euro 96.
Cheers, Rich. Cheers for that. Yeah. Oh, I'd love that. Foden just to knock the ball off Grant Hanley's head.
Yeah.
And just pop it in bottom corner past David Marsh. Oh, God. Tears have gone from... Oh, yeah. The tears have gone to tears of joy now, Mike.
I won't watch that game. I'll just turn it off. If I wasn't doing a watch along for England-Croatia, I would have turned it off when Sterling scored, but it is what it is.
It is. I mean, obviously, let's not shirk away from the elephant in the room. I mean, let's sort of just pop away from England-Croatia for a minute and give a bit of a mention to the Christian Erickson incident.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not personally seen anything like that since the Fabrice Muamba moment.
Yeah, I say the same, yeah.
And it's always hard to see. I mean, what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I was doing a live watch along for it, and obviously I was getting involved with the chat and the game and stuff. It was an end-to-end game. Denmark have a throw-in in the far corner, and Christian Erickson just drops to the floor, and my heart just stopped. My heart went in my mouth, and I was like, oh, this is first of all, I thought, he got fouled, and I thought, oh, yellow card for the Finland player. Erickson will get up and we'll go again. And then, when, all the players surround him, when, the camera, I don't agree with what the camera done, but, that's besides the point. When the camera did go on him and we actually knew what was going on, I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta end the stream. I can't. This is just disrespectful to carry this on. But obviously, I was still watching it when I ended the stream, and I just couldn't believe it. Football. It makes you realise how little football is compared to life, doesn't it? The whole of football just basically stopped because and it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Ronaldo or a Sunday League player. It doesn't matter who it is. It's scary that something like that can happen. I believe it was a cardiac arrest as well, from Fabrizio Romano's tweet. So if it is a cardiac arrest, that will probably be his career done. And it's not about his career, but a lot of people got to be careful. I mean, you've got to be careful with these type of things now. I'm not saying because it's happened to him, it could happen to another footballer, but it's Muamba now, like you said earlier. Now it's Christian Erickson. That's two footballers in football terms, relatively short period of time that two players have collapsed on a football pitch, and just thankfully everything is fine. And he's FaceTimed the Denmark team to tell him no, he's all fine. He's talking up and stuff like that. But yeah, it was scary, especially watching it live. I mean, I don't know if you guys were watching it live as well, but just to see him just drop to the floor, just like I said, my hat sunk, and I was like, geez. First of all, I didn't think it was anything bad, and then when I realised how bad it was, I felt guilty that I didn't think there was anything serious. But yeah, I'm just thankful that he's fine, he's well, basically, and just get a speedy recovery.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on it, Chris? Obviously, you know, Max touched on quite a bit there. I mean, your thoughts on the broadcasting? You know, it's a shambles, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's had a heart attack himself, it always kind of brings it home when I see this sort of thing going, and I think it's hard to sort of sum up, really, but. You know, these players that they've had hardly any, you know, time off, and I know it's been a sort of a weird season and what have you. But you know, if you go right back to last summer, the summer break was short because we had to finish the season off, and then you know, they haven't had the breaks. And I know we always joke about why they should be able to do 90 minutes and what, you know, once a week and what have you, but it's a hard time. And you know, you know, we had a charity match, in fact, between sort of Leicester and Doncaster, because at a couple of our matches, one of their fans and one of our fans had heart attacks and died. And it shows that at the end of the day, it's a game. That's all it is. It's a game, and you know, the broadcast. And there's a lot of rumours going about why. I mean, Hank, I was just about to make that point then. You know, there's a lot of, you know, rumours going around and people saying why it was played, why it wasn't played. The BBC have got to take, for me, a bit of responsibility that they should have gone back to the studio straight away. Because if I remember at the Mwamba one, there was very little filmed of the actual player on the ground. It was more of the fans all around the stadium, and the camera angles were sort of from the other end of the pitch. That was as good as I suppose you can do in this sort of situation. But the BBC, it should have been taken back to the studio. They had control over that. You know, they've got to have control over that, obviously. And I think that they're trying to blame UEFA kind of just sums up the BBC at the moment.
Yeah, with everything that's gone on with the BBC, it's been, you know, the BBC's been dragged through the mud for a lot in the past couple of years. So to have aired what they had was shameful, in my opinion. I mean, all it takes is one England fan to run across that pitch, or you know, or a Denmark fan to run across the pitch with nothing on and streak across that pitch, and the camera would literally pan off.
Yeah.
So why couldn't it pan off at a moment that, you know, that they still had the camera running while all the players were stood around him? That's what annoyed me.
Yeah, I think in fairness to the
go on, Chris.
In fairness to the cameraman, I mean, where was it being played?
Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Right. So you're down to sort of, you know, local TV, you know, Danish TV, as to whether, you know, what they're filming, but. Each broadcaster, UEFA have said this, so you don't know whether it's true or not, but they're saying each broadcaster has the facilities to go from the match back to the studio. You know, if the link had gone down, you know, let's say that, you know, the link had gone down, would have been back in that studio within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Somebody at the BBC has got to stand up and go, yeah, we should have gone back to the studio. There was nothing gained by showing those scenes. You know, the players all stood round him so that you couldn't see him properly. Just to show his wife crying, I mean, it was just shameful. It really, really was.
That's what got me. The fact that they, you know, because I think it was Schmeichel and Simon Kaya that went over to the wife and basically was, you know, sort of concealing, or no, what's the word? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, to zoom in on that's horrific. I mean, you know, the whole incident about zooming in on him and the players surrounding him, that's bad. But you know, to zoom in on his potentially grieving wife, you know, because we didn't know if he was going to pull through at that point. So you know, that her husband could have passed away at that moment in time, and we never knew. But the fact that they not just went on her, they zoomed right in on her as well. Probably enough to be able to make out, you know, what she looked like, and that's just wrong on another level. Yeah. She might not have even wanted that. She would have might want to just spoke to Schmeichel and said, you know, is my husband going to be okay, sort of thing. And the BBC are like, no, we're zooming in on you. And they were making a story out of it. Someone said on Twitter, If they weren't ready to go back to the studio, just show a black screen. If you can't facilitate going back to the studio with Lineker, Alex Scott, and Fabregas, I think that was in there. Then just go to a black screen. Like you said, if there's a streaker on the pitch, they'll turn it off straight away. But if someone's potentially having a heart attack, it's a different story, and that comes down to a whole different thing with the BBC, which I won't get into. But yeah, it's horrific what they've done. But I'm just glad he's okay more than anything. I don't care about the broadcasting. Don't care what they've done as long as Christian Erickson is stable. That's the main thing. But yeah, it was bad from the BBC. Yeah.
It's a bit harsh as well for the Danish national team, because he's, without sounding disrespectful to the other players in the squad, he's the glue that holds that midfield together. When it comes to the Danish perspective. So yeah, I'm a bit more peeved with the Italian channels and things like that. Apparently, they've been showing replays of it, saying let's look back and analyze what happened. Apparently, which is disgusting in my opinion. So I don't understand why that.
For me, it's got to be forgotten. Not forgotten in a sense of what happened, what happened to him, but it's done now. He's stable. He's fine. He's perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know what I mean. He's stable. He's in the right place. You don't need to talk about it now. For me, it's done now. For me, in terms of BBC, UEFA, ITV, they need to focus on the next day of the Euros, the day after that, the day after that, the day after that. You don't need to go back to that moment ever again.
No.
Well, yeah. In terms of a broadcasting perspective, anyway, I mean, it was the whole shenanigans about it was, embarrassing from the BBC. But yeah, it doesn't need to be talked about anymore. But yeah,
I mean, it will always be. Whenever you look back at the match or you talk about the match, it will be mentioned, just as like the Muamba one was. But you're quite right, Mike. You do not need to show it. You do not need to sort of, like you say, analyze it or anything like that. This, it was a match that I don't believe should have gone ahead, but it went ahead. Finland won it.
It was all Finland.
And you will go back and you'll report that, and you'll say, oh, but Erickson was collapsed and the match was cancelled. Was postponed for a bit because of this. But that's it. That's all you need, like you say.
Well, I just knew Finland were going to win that game. As soon as it restarted, I said, "There's no way Denmark are winning this because their heads are not there." And I'm not going to get into whether it should have gone ahead, whether it shouldn't, because like you said, like Chris said, that's a whole different story. The game has been played. Finland have won the game 1-0, but I really do feel sorry for some of those.
And I must say there was a bit of class as well from Finland. That it's the first goal they've scored. First goal they've scored in like a major tournament, pretty much, and they didn't even celebrate it.
No.
So fair play to them for that.
He actually went like that as well. He did go like that. So
I just actually want to take, you guys won't know this, but a while ago at Leicester, and I'm going back now 20 years, if not longer, but Leicester, we had a player on loan. I can't remember his first name. It was called Clark, a surname. And we were playing Nottingham Forest in an FA Cup, I believe it was. Great big rivals, obviously, Leicester and Forest. Martin Allen was our manager at the time. There's rumours, and I'm not going to sort of say what happened at half time because it's all rumours, nobody knows. But Clark Carlisle, I think it was. That was it, possibly. That was his name, I think. I think it was a heart attack he suffered. And it was in the half time in the dressing room. And the match was cancelled.
Carlisle played for us as well.
That's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely Clark Carlisle. And yeah, so he suffered this heart attack at half time, and the match was called off. They went to Nottingham Forest, said can't play in this sort of situation. Nottingham said, yeah, we're happy for the match to be called off. Nottingham Forest were 1-0 up at the time. The match was replayed. We actually let their goalkeeper go ahead and score a goal, so that it was back to the score that it was when the match was cancelled. But that was the right thing to do. The match was cancelled. The match was called off. That match should not have gone ahead. Out of respect for Christian Erickson.
Yeah. as Mark stated as well, the team, the headspace, just, you know, how do you, you know, there's a reason why games kick off at a certain time. There's those moments where you have a bit of downtime, then you get sarked up for the match. How you can sark yourself up after sarking yourself up for a game already?
In normal circumstances, and we touched on this before, and it's a side thing to everything that went on, but in normal circumstances, Schmeichel would have saved that.
Yeah, he would have done it. It was straight at him. It was almost like a.
It was an error. It was his error, and I just think that was because like I say, I don't think their mind just wasn't on it, and you can totally understand it.
No, fair enough.
Minka Richards said in the BBC studio afterwards, he said he couldn't go. He couldn't go on, and he couldn't have played on. And that's Mika Richards, ex-England player, saying that. Yeah,
it's one of those where, you know, you heard people like Alex Scott saying that she texted her mum saying, I love you. And it does put life into perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, we won't talk about it too much. You know, obviously, we've seen that he's come round, he's released a statement saying that, you know, he thanks everybody for the support. And now he's just basically anticipating the next move. But yeah, Nippon, what's all that about, supporting all the home nations? Yeah, you've got to have one. You've got to have one, and that's it.
Someone supported us. Come on.
To be fair to Nippon, he drives around and catches trains everywhere, so he could be supporting Croatia, Czech Republic, bloody everyone. That guy.
Oh, he's been sponsored by London Transport, isn't he?
Yeah, season ticket holder, you know, goes to a couple of Chelsea games, a couple of Fulham games when they're in the Premier League.
Can I just say, I don't know what this says about Wales, that they get excited about having a third of a supporter.
How do I cope against this? How do I cope? Well, don't worry, my Scotland watch long starts in 20 minutes, so unless Chris follows me over there, we won't be getting bantered.
Oh, I could easily follow you over.
Oh God.
That's true, Box. That is definitely true.
Yeah.
So, going back to you, Mark, I mean, what's your thoughts on Wales in this tournament?
I think that game on Saturday was very poor. We're lucky to get something out of the game. I mean, Switzerland. I think Switzerland. You know, I said Turkey with a dark horse. Maybe we're because I put Switzerland bottom. So maybe you know, everyone's sort of, you know, underestimating Switzerland. They were such a good team defensively. They were so good. We couldn't break them down. And even going forward, like, you know, they were breaking. They were hitting us on the break. And I was like, bloody hell, you know, we're going to be 2-3, 4-0 down here. And Seferovic, their striker, missed 3 chances that I can remember, you know, right now. And we're sat here on Monday doing this, and that was on Saturday. And I can remember the 3 chances that he had. And when I was doing my analysis at halftime, it was like Switzerland 2 shots, 2 big chances missed. And I was like, they score that, it's 2-0. But yeah, I'm so glad we got a point. I'm glad that we've got Turkey next and not Italy, because I think if we got Italy next, even if we got beat, I think that third game against Turkey would be so tense with Italy playing Switzerland at the same time. So I think we can beat Turkey on Wednesday, and then that'll take us on to 4 points, and then 4 points takes you through as a 4th place team, unless, you know, everyone else picks up 4 points and you get knocked out on goal difference. But the last tournament in 2016, 4 points gets you through as a 3rd place team. So I'm praying that, you know, even a draw, I think, is a bad result on Wednesday against Turkey. So I think it's a must win against Turkey.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but having watched both those games, Wales should beat Turkey easily. Turkey were absolutely good. I mean, Wales, in fairness, you were brilliant, but then nor was Switzerland. It was just one of those games, like to a neutral, like the England game. It wasn't the greatest game to watch, but Italy could have gotten into double figures. I mean, it was, you know, Turkey were awful, and, you know, I say it's sticking in my throat a little bit, but Wales should beat Turkey.
Yeah, I think you guys have got it in the bag against Turkey, surely. I just want to give a shout out to Nippon, who's just announced that his teacher is Judy Murray. So, cheers for that, Nippon. But yeah, can you see your guys qualifying more than anything, man? Yeah.
I don't want to say yes and then we don't. But I pretty much with 2 games against Turkey and Italy. Do you know what? I think if Italy beats Switzerland and we beat Turkey, I think that Italy game we could win that because Italy are already through. They might be resting players for the knockout round, maybe testing some players in that final game to see, can these players, make our best team for the last 16 quarterfinals. So I know it's optimistic and everyone's going to say, you're delusional sort of thing. But I think if we get a positive result against Turkey and Italy beat Switzerland, we could then go and beat Italy. And then no matter what the Switzerland-Turkey score is, it'll be irrelevant. And I think we'll go through as at least a third place team, but I want us to finish top 2. But I think third place is, as long as we don't get beat by Turkey, then third place should be ours, I think.
Nah, I think that's a decent positive outlook, to be fair.
I have to look positive. No one else is.
No, personally, I wouldn't argue with that. Like I say, I can see Wales finishing second in this group. Having watched those 2 games, and I think if you have a look, the gap between the first game and the second game is quite big, almost a week. But then the gap between the second and third game is only so. Like you say, Italy want to win the next game, and then you're through. On that group, they're through. So, like you say, and then knowing they've got another game coming up 3 or 4 days after, they might be, like you say, want to rest players for that. So yeah, I can see that working out, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Please delete this video when it's finished, mate. Don't put this on the internet. But
I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna come back after my Scotland Czech Republic stream and clip this.
You're going to clip this and make it a jingle, aren't you?
If
I do that, will that mean nothing's ever recorded? It's like me recording it. Have you seen my Brad on my channel back in North Macedonia? But no, seriously, yeah, I can actually see Wales coming second and getting out the group.
Clipped.
Oh, cheers, Rich. Thank you very much. Yeah, as we say, we're on the hunt to 100 subscribers, at least before the start of the new season. And fingers crossed we can get there. Hopefully, but I think we're at 89 last time I checked, so should get there. I'll push. If I have to go on and hand out leaflets outside Turf Moor, I'll do something.
Come on, girls. I mean, this is an Ed Sheeran lookalike here. Get behind him.
Look, can I not do some sort of like shameless plug? Like,
be careful what you're doing there, mate.
Oh God, what is this?
Are you sure about that?
No, well, no, I'm not.
Are you sure about that? Never mind.
To be fair, it did take me last minute to get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Rich. Wales need a win versus Turkey, which
I don't know. I mean, I'd say I'm so like weighing up all the options. I'd say even a point is not a bad result if Italy beats Switzerland, because then it'll be Italy on 6 points, Wales on 2, Switzerland on 1, Turkey on 1. So Turkey on. Yeah.
A draw could be good enough for you because Switzerland and Turkey could be a boring draw,
and then Italy could be already through. Well, Italy could have won the group going into the third game, which I don't know what type of manager Mancini is. I don't know if he's the type of manager that if it's done before the final game, does he sort of rest players, or is he the type of manager that's sort of not arrogant, but like, no, we want to win every game, don't matter if we're through top of the group already. I haven't seen enough.
The thing you've got to think about is who you get if you come first or second.
Oh, do you know what? That does my head in. That does. When do you know what? England done that in the World Cup, didn't they, in 2018? Oh, do you know what? We'll bottle this against Belgium, so we get a favourable draw.
Allegedly.
90%. Not. We'll have to go and ask Gareth. He probably won't even have a clue what he's doing himself, to be honest. But so he probably won't know. But yeah, I just hate it when teams do that. Like, because if England win the group, they have third out of France, Portugal, Germany. So I mean, is Southgate going to say, "Oh yeah, no, we'll bottle the game against Czech Republic on match day"?
Yeah, but if we come second, because when I did my Euro predictions, we got us coming second in the group, and we get Spain.
Yeah, so it's either Spain or France. No, it's Spain or Portugal or Germany, because France, let's face it, France is going to win the group.
Yeah. So it's yeah, you just got to play who's in front of you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you have. I don't know what's all this about. I'm smirking. I'm in a happy mood. We just beat Croatia 1-0.
Hey, he's from Burnley. He's in his happy place.
I'm in my happy place now, as you can see. I'm in
happy place. Turf Moor, happy place.
Hey, speaking of Burnley, have you seen who we've been linked with?
Oh,
ooh.
I mean, we're already a retirement home as it is. Why do we want a 36-year-old Ashley Young?
Ask him to bring Alexis Sanchez with him. Oh, God. He's an excuse of a footballer, he is.
Yeah.
What a bloody town.
Is it free because nobody will pay for him?
Yeah. He's been released by Inter, so Burnley, I think that's another reason why Burnley are going in. It'd be decent cover, but
decent cover. A man of his experience.
Yeah, decent cover. He's right.
Yeah. When wipe the shin pads of Charlie Taylor. Yeah, I was trying to think.
Yeah, he wouldn't even wipe the shin pads of Eric Peters, let alone Charlie Taylor. But no, obviously, let's shift it onto Friday's game. England, Scotland. I know it's a bit of a nothing game for you, Mike. But
it's Comedy Central if what I hope happens.
Actually, Mike, come on. Sorry to jump in here, Dan, but I want to know, as a Wales fan,
Scotland.
You've got. So you can't go for the draw. Scotland. Do you want England or do you want Scotland?
Scotland.
It's me unsubscribing to you.
Scotland. John McGinn.
At least you're honest. I know. After all them nice things I said about Wales, geez, I take it all back. You shit.
England might just get third in the group. They might just get through now. England will. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see Scotland in a major tournament. Do you know, I'm actually really excited. Even though I've got them to narrowly lose to the Czech Republic, it's going to be nice to see them in a major tournament because obviously, I think it's 25 years, isn't it? The last one. So yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. It's I didn't know, Scotland know how to win anything, do they?
No, I think did they once go through a tournament unbeaten but still got knocked out?
Yeah.
They beat Brazil as well.
Wow.
That was Archie. My God, that was when Archie Gemmell played for them. How long was that? That's almost like saying, when did England last win the World Cup?
He had 4 points and got knocked out. That's just unlucky, isn't it? 4 points again, knocked out.
All I'm going to say, Connor, is 1-0 to the Czech Republic, Matej Vydra.
You know, I actually said Vydra would score on my match predictions. Imagine. Well, I couldn't think of a Czech Republic player. I said Matej Vydra, and when I stopped recording, I was like, bloody hell, they got Souček, Koufal, Patrick Schick up top. I was like, bloody hell, I forgot they had any bloody players, Czech Republic.
Go on, Box. Look,
we'll do a bit like that with Wales.
Oh, mate. That's tough.
That's proper Chris.
No.
That's the Chris joke. That.
No,
hey, come on! I mean, it was an open goal. Even I couldn't risk that.
Check, mate. Oh God.
So yeah, do you think we'll get a result against Scotland then on Friday?
I'm saying 1-1. I think if it wasn't England Scotland, I'd say 2 or 3-0 England. For someone like basically what I'm going to say for England Czech Republic, I think it'll be 2 or 3-0 England. But just because it's England Scotland and not rivalry, but that bit of history between the two. Lee Griffiths' free kick at Hampden against England a few years ago. When Scotland bottled it, but I just think it's so much of a tense game. History between the two. I just can't look. I just don't think a team wins it for me. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. I just can't see a way a team wins it. Just unless Phil Foden does really turn into Gascoigne. I don't just mean his ear. I mean his footballing ability. But unless he actually, because he did actually have a good game yesterday, Foden. To be honest, I hate saying it, but I think it'll be a tough game for both teams. I don't think England will find it easy against Scotland. I know Scotland are poor, but I don't think England will wipe the floor with them, and I don't think Scotland will ever be able to pull off a result against England. I don't think they'll ever be able to beat England. Sorry, any Scots, but I just don't see where the quality is in the Scotland team.
It's like a pecking order, this, isn't it? England take the piss out of Wales, Wales take the piss out of Scotland. Scotland can just about do Northern Ireland.
Scotland can do Kosovo.
I mean, to me, if an England player, there's certain games, it's like Burnley fans, Man United fans. If Man United players can't get up for the Man City game, there's something wrong with them. And it's the same with the national team. If England plays, it's Scotland, Argentina, Germany for me. Those are like the three clubs or the three teams I really want to beat, whatever, even if it's a friendly. And the Scotland players are going to be up for it because it does mean more to them because they those shit most of the time. But for the England players are going to be up for it as well. It's a bit like if Wales been up to play San Marino, it's that sort of local rivalry, isn't it? And I can't see anything. I'm just putting it at equal levels, but no, I can't see if we don't go out and beat Scotland, then we might as well pack up and go home.
Yeah, I think we've got to go into it same intensity as we did against Croatia. Sort of go on the front foot, press, but with more of an end product.
Drop Kane.
Yeah. I actually would.
Yeah, I would. I don't think he did anything.
Harry Kane was awful.
Sterling was better than Kane, and that's bloody saying something.
Yeah, at least Sterling actually touched the ball. I mean, Kane barely did anything. I mean, there was a move. I think we went forward around the 65th minute mark, and I think it was either Foden or Calvin Phillips bursting forward, and we ended up getting a free kick in the end because he was fouled. But Harry Kane was running at the side of him, and I'm thinking, why is Harry Kane not literally busting a gut to drop off the shoulder? And he might have been at full pace. He might have been blowing out of his arse, but from how it looked. Yeah, from how it looked like there was no intent to get forward.
Yeah.
So obviously we got the free kick in the end, and it's an opportunity, but it's typical England. We didn't take advantage of it.
Dan?
I had this argument with my mates the other day watching the game because
he has to start for me.
He's a good player. And I said to them, I hate Grealish, but that was such a strong word to say. I think it's one of those where at club level, he's so frustrating against you. He is so frustrating, and I think that's why people can pretty much say, "Oh, I hate him." Every time we play him, he's there, like just nipping away at you all the time. And
it's because he's good.
Yeah, it is. And he's one of those players, and there's a lot of them about. And I'm the same with Harry Kane. I absolutely can't stand Harry Kane when he's playing for Tottenham. Not as a person. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think when we say we hate players, I don't think we hate them as people. We just hate them as players. And, with Harry Kane, but put him on an England shirt, he scores a hat-trick in the final, I'll love him and I'll go and kiss his feet, And it's the same with Grealish. He's one of those players. But I think the fact that so many people feel that way about him actually shows he's doing his job well.
Yeah, and it's another one where people have been saying, he's constantly getting fouled, all the time. as much as you look at these players like Sterling that like to drop at the, like a sack of shit every week, and you think, you start to think, hold on, is there some sort of diving element in it? But maybe it's just the fact that I need to take the blinkers off sometimes and admit that this is a player with
immense in the Premier League last season.
That's what I mean. He has got the credibility, and he's got the technique to to do that. So
now he's got to be a starter. I can't believe again I'm agreeing with Mike, but he's got to be a starter.
I'm just laughing at one of the comments.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
So Sam, all I'm gonna say is, right, look at the basis of our squad. We are Brexit FC, mate. If we don't support England, we've got problems.
Oh my lord, dear! It's the things that get you that makes it better.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it? It would be for you. I'm not even going to come out with any Welsh comments. I'm going to refrain.
Good man, Dan. Good man. See, that's
like me. I've
kept it very.
Yeah, I've not said anything bad about Wales.
No, well, you can't say a bad thing about Wales, surely. I mean,
well, we provided the lamb on your meal, so
Yeah. But it's what happened to them lambs before they got onto our plates.
I'm not saying how they got you, but they did.
It comes in its own horseradish sauce.
I'm sorry, that's just. Oh.
Remember, Chris is only 10.
What do you mean salad cream? I don't know what you mean.
But no, honestly, thanks for coming on, guys. It's been a blast. Obviously,
Mike's loved it, haven't you, Mike?
Oh yeah, and now hopefully I'll get some Scots to come onto my channel and take the mick out of them as well. What a day!
I know.
Today to cap it off.
Dan, we've all nip over to Mike's channel in like 10 minutes and carry on taking the mick out of him.
No. Put it one way, the comments are going to be out of this world.
God's sake. You didn't hear what I said there. Oh, come on, Bet Republic, please. I beg you. Matty Vidra, please.
Hey, I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one. But yeah, fingers crossed that you guys do all right. Obviously, well wishes to Wales in their group, because at least then if you get through, there's a chance for somebody easy to beat.
Oh, come on. You said that about Iceland, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh. I got you there. I did get you there, WC. That's hurt. That has hurt you.
That was there, mate. That was there. I've got to be honest with you, Dan. Come on, we've got to take that. We can't.
Yeah, we can't.
We want Belgium again. We do another easy team to beat, Belgium.
Honestly, mate, there's no need for it. No need.
Dan, don't cry. Seriously, mate. It was only banter. You don't need to get upset.
Oh God, that was a good shot.
Yeah, it was. I'll give you that one, Mike. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
But no, thanks for coming on. Honestly, it's amazing. I'm sorry it was so last minute. I need to start getting some sort of structure involved. But no, thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks a lot, Mike. I'll start off with you, Chris. Why don't you give yourself another plug?
Yeah, my channel is the Let's Take the Piss Out of Wales TV. Leicester Till I Die TV. I've lost all any Welsh subscribers I had. I'm completely lost.
Yeah, you had about you probably had a contingency of about 300 Welsh subscribers, and they've all just gone nope, out the door. See you later.
Yeah, I'm going to go check my numbers in a minute. Hey, it's banter. Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, at Leicester TID on Twitter.
Brill. And Mark, give yourself another plug.
Mike Green on YouTube. I'm going to be live in a few minutes for
we'll be there.
Czech Republic versus Czech Republic at Hampden. So should be a good, nice training game for just the Czech Republic to get them ready for Croatia on Tuesday. So yeah, come and join me. Hopefully, I don't know what's now Scotland get the win, but yeah, recently hit 1K. Not recently, but. Recently applied for monetization, so hopefully we get that by the time England plays Scotland. So I'll get donations when Scotland batter England. But yeah, and No, Iceland's not in the Euros, so I can't do an Iceland watch along. But yeah, make sure to check my channel out and please subscribe to Dan and to Chris as well. Not so much Chris when he talks about Wales, but subscribe to him on a day when Wales don't play. But yeah.
But no, thanks again, guys. Thanks, it means a lot. Obviously, good luck to all teams in the tournament. I think that's, no matter what happens, it's out there. We're representing our nations. But yeah, big up to you both. Thanks for coming on. And good luck,
Wales. I mean that, I do.
Good luck, England.
I hate Scotland, but I don't mind Wales.
Clips.
No.
Clips.
Why did I just say that?
This is gin. I'm pissed. I have no idea what I'm saying at all.
Wales in the Scots, that.
As Brad would say, North Macedonia to win the Euros. Bring it on.
Cheers again, guys.
All the best. Cheers. Guys.
Thank you.
Hello, Matt Elliott here. Be sure to watch Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and follow all their social media platforms for all the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.
To an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share and get involved. Join us next time.